All right, welcome to Coffee with Markus. This is episode 101, and today I'll show you what's happening in the market so that you know what's going on. And I want to show you what happened when I was looking for trades today. Sounds good? Then let's get started. This show is about real money and real trades. I'll show you the trading strategies that I personally trade, the tools that I use to trade my own accounts, and we will talk about the right mindset of a trader. Now, talking about mindset, I'm going to show you how to create SRC profits. And SRC stands for systematic, repeatable, and consistent, because that is the key to long-term success in the markets. So, if you are sick of all the hype and empty promises, and you want to learn trading strategies that actually work, then click on like right now and let's get started. All right, so yes, let's get started. So first segment, what is happening in the markets? Let's take a look at this. So today is Monday, October 19th, and markets are down. They are sharply down. The Dow Jones, as you can see, down 1.3%. The S&P 500 down 1.5%. And the NASDAQ 1.65%. So what is happening? Well, everything was looking good this morning. Let's switch back to the S&P 500 here. Let's take a look at the 5-minute chart and see what happened here this morning. This is where we started. And this morning, based on Friday, we were up. So and in the beginning, we moved higher. And so it was looking good. It was looking like a happy Monday. But then we started sliding. So why? What is going on? Well, there's two things that are right now worrying traders. The first one is more and more COVID infections. See, this were here. Let me just bring up this graph right now. In the United States, cases are on the rise again. And if you see here, the line that you see here is a 7-day moving average, and it is pointing up. So that is not good at all. And then the second thing is the stimulus deal. See, Mnuchin, I guess, and Pelosi are negotiating, and Pelosi gave a 40-hour deadline by Tuesday night, tomorrow night, and she said if we don't get the deal done by tomorrow night, it won't get done before the election. And this is where traders were a little bit hesitant, and then just minutes ago, and this is why we had this sharp slide here, the Washington Post reported, citing some sources, as they say, that a deal between Pelosi and the administration was not, and I quote them, sounding imminent. And this is what we are seeing in the markets here right now. Let me go back to a daily chart. So as you can see, we do have some uncertainty over the past few days. Markets at first have gone up, but now over the last week, just going sideways. And you see, if you look at the economic calendar, there's also nothing on the economic calendar that gets traders excited. As you know, we have the big election coming up here. Not this week. This week we have another presidential debate, or whatever you want to call it. No, but it is coming on November 3rd. So we only have 2 weeks. And this is, of course, what the main focus is right now. And it seems that based on what I see in the markets, many traders are actually pulling money out of the market here, sitting on their hands and waiting of what's going on here. Yeah, see, will we have a stimulus deal before the election, or do we have to wait until after the election? So this is what's happening here. Let me just grab a sip of coffee. So good to see you all here. So as you know, this is episode 101. We had the 100th episode just on Friday, and we did a little celebration. Took the celebration down, as you can see, the streamers and my sash. Did you like my sash? Anyhow, so we'll talk in a moment of what happened when I looked at the PowerX Optimizer this morning, getting ready to trade, and talk about this. Just see that right now your comments are not yet coming in, so let me just quickly adjust something here, super quick, so that you see all your comments. There we go. Okay, all right, fantastic. Now let me just adjust something here, and then talk about what happened here this morning. All right, so let me show you what happened this morning when I was looking for trades. Now, as you know, I like to use the PowerX Optimizer to find the best trades according to the PowerX strategy. I'm currently trading 2 strategies, as you know, the PowerX strategy, and if you want, you can get the book It's only $4.95 on my website. I'll link to it in the description. So I'm running the scanner on PowerX Optimizer. So here's my morning routine. Usually I'm in front of the computer at 8 a.m. Central Time. That is 30 minutes before the US markets open. And then I'm just running the scanner here based on my criteria. And my criteria is that I like to look for long and short signals because I like to play the markets both ways. I want to see at least 60% return on my investment. I want to see stocks that have a closing price between $5 and $250. I don't like to trade stocks that are below $5. I want to see a profit factor that is higher than 3, meaning that for every dollar that I would have lost trading the strategy, I would have made $3, and a risk reward ratio of at least 2%. And when I ran the scanner this morning, one stock, came up. Usually there's anywhere between 4 and 8 stocks every day, and this morning one stock came up. So this EVRI. And now I use 3 criteria of how I look for A+ trades, because especially right now with all the uncertainty in the markets, I just want to take A+ trades. So here's what I'm looking for. Number 1, I'm looking for gappiness. Did this stock have a lot of gaps over the past year that I'm looking back, right? I'm looking back over the past 13 months, and I didn't see many gaps here. There was a small gap here that was when? Last November, so almost a year ago. Wasn't too concerned about this. Now, the second thing I'm looking for is trendability. And what does trendability mean? It means that I want to see nice trends to the upside and the downside. And I saw this. I saw nice trends to the upside and the downside. And the last thing, the third criteria that I'm looking for is the P&L chart. Now, what does the P&L chart means? Now, this is one of the strengths of this software, and this is why I'm using it every single day. The P&L chart basically shows you what would have happened if I had traded this stock according to the rules of the PowerX strategy over the past year. And if I had done that, I would have had 13 winning trades, 9 losing trades, so a winning percentage of 60%. But as you can see, especially recently, the P&L didn't go up. So I can take a look at the trading report where I see for the past few trades, I mean, I made some minor profits, small profits, but also some small losses. And you see, here's something that I want to see in the P&L chart. Let me show you just a stock that I'm currently in, which is, for example, Apple. And here's what I want to see in the P&L chart. I want to see that over the past year, if I had traded Apple according to the PowerX strategy, it is nicely going up. And you see here, absolutely. So here I would have had 7 winning trades. Let me just go back here. 7 winning trades, 4 losing trades, for a total of 60% and a 222% RI. So this is what I'm looking for. And anyhow, this morning I just saw this and it passed most of my criteria. First of all, it did pass all my scanner criteria, right? Otherwise, it wouldn't have come up here. Also, it did pass 2 out of my 3 criteria in terms of gappiness and trendability. Really, really nice. But then P&L chart, no. So this is where this morning I did the most difficult thing for a trader. I was sitting on my hands. And you see, in the beginning of my trading career, I had this little voice in my head. And this little voice in my head said, if you don't trade, you don't make any money. And after I forced some trades, I realized, well, if you don't trade, you also don't lose any money. And you see, this is why it's so important. In the beginning, when I got a new tool or when I had a new trading strategy, I wanted to trade it. I wanted to trade. But when there's nothing to trade, don't trade. So here, for example, PowerX Optimizer is doing a fantastic job of keeping you out of trouble during these uncertain times. So as you can see, this is a chart of the S&P 500. And for the past week, there's a lot of uncertainty. So we don't really have a defined downtrend right now. Overall in the markets, we don't have a defined uptrend right now. We are, in fact, just diddling along. So a little bit of larger move down here today, but overall, the markets are just teetering, right? Is that the right word when what you do as kids, right? On a tater? Is that it? Yeah. let me know the right word in the comments. I really would appreciate it. Um, anyhow, so now, as you know, I am trading two strategies. So in addition to trading the PowerX strategy, I'm also trading the wheel. There's another strategy, and I'll link to a playlist in the description. So also for the wheel, I started looking for trades. Let me show you what I was looking for this morning. So one of the trades that I thought, you know what, this might actually be a decent trade was Marriott. And I looked at Marriott, and I actually did it live with my mastermind group here a little bit more than an hour ago, because we meet on Mondays, on Tuesdays, and on Thursdays to look for trades together. And this is where we saw, there's not really enough premium in there to sell according to the wheel, because the wheel is selling premium, both calls and puts. I looked at another stock that came up on my radar this morning, which was Penn. And I was looking at a strike price of 63, but I thought there's some great premium in there, but Penn sounds rather risky. And you see, for me, it is very, very important. Let me just show it to you that I have a great track record. So here with the wheel, for example, let me just show you year to date. I started trading this account a little bit less than 3 months ago. It's a rather small account, a $50,000 account that I set up here to trade live with you together on YouTube, because I know that if you're watching it, you might have a smaller account, and 50,000 might already be a stretch for you. Anyhow, as you can see, we made $11,000 thus far. And look at this. Thus far, not a single losing trade. Not a single losing trade thus far. And I would like to keep it this way. And this is why I thought, you know what? Penn is a little bit too risky. I also looked at COP, ConocoPhillips. So I thought, this might be a good one. So maybe with a strike here of 32 or even 31, I looked at MRT. So these are the four that I looked at. Was it MRT? What is Marathon? Marathon, let me just see. MRO. So MRO, I was looking at this as a possible candidate. But you see, all of this is risky with the oil below 45. Now, in the beginning of my trading career, I would have forced these trades. In the beginning of my trading career, I would have said, oh my gosh, I cannot be done working after 1 hour, because this is what happened this morning. I sat down in front of the computer at 8 o'clock, which is half an hour before the open, and I ran through the PowerX optimizer, looked at this, didn't find anything. After the open, I was looking at some possibilities according to the wheel, but didn't find anything either. So I was pretty much done after 45 minutes. Now, one of the things that I, of course, do every single day is that I check my open position. So let me just show you exactly how I do this. So according to the PowerX optimizer, I have my watch list here, and right now I'm in 3 stocks. I'm long Apple, so I'm betting on Apple going up. I'm betting on AM going up, that's another one, and VSTO going down. So this were in the watch list, it clearly said to me, okay, what should I do with these? Well, these are still a strong long signal with Apple. So I know that today Apple is going down, but you see, this is what we often see. Let me zoom in here, that we do have correction. Overall, this uptrend, this little uptrend is still intact. Now, tomorrow I might have a black bar and I might exit this position here, but for now, for today, there was nothing to do. It's looking good. Also, AM here, another trade that I went in, and AM is just performing nicely. So I got in at $5.81. And as you can see, right now it's already trading at $6.60. So that's an 80 cents increase here. And 80 cents, let me just bring up my calculator. Might not sound a lot, but 80 cents divided by 580, that is an almost 14% move that I'm getting here right now. Also with VSTO, I'm betting on VSTO falling. And as you can see right now, I got in right here at 2031. So I'm slightly down on this position. Let's see what happens today. As overall today, the markets are falling. VSTO might be falling. So I can actually look at it tomorrow. So you see, for me as a trader, these are the only 2 things that I have to do. First of all, look for new trades, and secondly, manage my existing trades. But I don't need to overmanage it. And there will be some days like today when there's nothing to trade. And instead of making anything stupid, see what I used to do way back when I was still new to trading, I adjusted my criteria. I said, yeah, you know what? Instead of getting 60% return on my investment, why don't I lower it to 50%? Or why don't I lower it, the winning percentage, to 35%? Or why don't I lower it, the volume, to 200,000? And you see, by doing so, this is of course running on yesterday's data, but I just want to show you what happens when I do this. So this is when we have a few more signals coming up. So we have 2 more signals coming up. But as you can see, these are horrible signals. This is not a good idea to compromise here, because here, SIBN, we're talking about a stock that has gaps, and especially recently has been really choppy. And also VIAC, probably not the best stock to trade. And this is the worst thing that you can do. Yeah, to force a trade. And I had to learn it the hard way over my trading career. So anyhow, in summary, there will be days when you're all excited. You see, in order to make money with trading, 2 conditions have to be met. Number 1, you have to be ready. Number 2, the markets have to be ready. I was ready this morning. I was bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. I was ready to place some trades. But the markets are not ready right now, right? And if the markets are not ready, you gotta sit on your hands. The beautiful thing as traders, it's not that today is the trading opportunity of a century. No, tomorrow there will be more trades. On Wednesday will be more trades. On Thursday, every single day, I'm running the scanner according to PowerX Optimizer, and I will find more opportunities to trade. So today, one of the hardest lessons, and this is why I wanted to share it with you, sit on your hands. Anyhow, if you enjoyed this video, do me a favor and click on like so that more people will see it. And if you want to see more videos like this, and this is your first time here, click on subscribe and also hit the little notification bell, because this way you get notified whenever I release a video. Oh, before I forget, feel free to share this video on Facebook, Twitter, or by email, and I will see you in the next video. All right, so we're taking this segment because I think it's important that sometimes it's really just sitting on your hands. Anyhow, let's see. There's so many questions, and this is what I like to do here in this show after I run through the markets of what's happening right now, so that you know what's going on, and giving you some trading tips that you can apply right away. And today was about mindset. As you know, the 3 pillars of trading are having a great trading strategy. So I shared the 2 trading strategies that I personally trade with you. It is the PowerX strategy. You can get this book on Amazon for 20 bucks or on my website for $4.95, and we'll ship it to you. Anyhow, and the wheel, these are the 2 trading strategies. The wheel playlist will be in the description. Anyhow, that's pillar number 1, having a great trading strategy. Pillar number 2 is have the right tools. And this is where I'm using the PowerX Optimizer. And pillar number 3 is having the right mindset. And today was a great day to share why the mindset of not forcing a trade is super important, right? And this is what I often see is one of the mistakes that new traders made, and I for sure made it in the beginning, forcing trades and then wondering why you're losing. Anyhow, so good to see everybody here. And yes, I know that I was a little bit later here. I had a problem with my internet, and so you know the usual thing, restarting the router, and then everything is working just fine. So Jerry Nicole, thanks for letting everybody know. All right, yeah, Jeff, getting fancy and better. Yes, Asia, my genius video editor. Jeff, you have met her when we were with our mastermind. Jeff is part of our mastermind, and we were in Mexico, spent a week together of trading, and Asia was there. So she did the new intro. Really like it. Claire, so good to see you. Good to be back here. All right. So Scott is asking, what is the RVI indicator? RVI is relative volatility index or something like this. I looked at it recently. Was it still up when I looked at it? Oh yeah. Okay. So sorry about this. I forgot to delete it. So I just wanted to check something here. I'm not using the RVI indicator. So the 3 indicators that I personally use here is the RSI, stochastics, and MACD. That's all I'm using. So therefore, Don't worry about it. Every now and then I'm looking at some new trading ideas, some new filters, and this is where I plot indicators on there. And sometimes I forget to take them off. So Scott, you haven't missed anything. It's not that there's a magic new indicator here. Anyhow, and yeah, Robert says looking for a big pullback to exist to existing long-term IRA positions. See, that's a tricky thing. Will we have a big drop here? If you look at, for example, the Nasdaq and also the S&P 500, we just bring it up here. We did recently have a correction. So this drop that you see here was around 14%, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it was 14%. So this was already a true correction. So we might test the lows. Will we go much lower? I don't know. I don't think so. But hey, anything is possible over the next couple of weeks as we are heading into the election. And then let's see what the elections bring here. Who will be the next US president? And this can definitely shake up the markets here. Anyhow, Alex says, yeah, just managed to grab 90% on BA today before everything started tanking. So did I, right? I mean, and this is why we want to take profits off the table while they are there. It is so important that you work with profit goals. So let me just very briefly mention this. You see, every trader needs to have a trading strategy, and a trading strategy needs to answer the following three questions. Number one, what should you trade, right? What stocks? And as you have seen with the PowerX Optimizer, every day I'm automatically getting a list of stocks. For today, it was EVRI. Anyhow, number one, what to trade. Number two, when to enter. And number three is when to exit. And you need to know when to exit with a loss because loss happens, and when to exit with a profit. And so, yeah, it's great. I took profits on the Boeing trade. I think we established it on Thursday. So this was a super quick trade, a 3-day trade, Thursday, Friday, and today is Monday. So this actually worked out really, really well. All right, Alex from California. Hello, so nice to meet you. Okay. So Alan is asking, when you get assigned, do you put a stop loss on the trade? How do you mitigate the downtrend risk if you get assigned? Well, again, this is why it is so important. Number one of a trading strategy, find the right stocks to trade. And for the wheel, right, I have actually a checklist of 16 points that I'm going through to make sure that I'm choosing the right stock, that I'm choosing the right expiration, and the right strike price. By the way, this checklist is in the wheel trading course. So if you already have the course, go there. We recently updated it maybe a week ago, and we entered the checklist there. So it is absolutely there. So that is super important because you only want to invest in stocks that you're willing to own. You see, there's great premium on stocks that are about to go bankrupt, like, for example, AMC, right? Or right now, there's great premium. Let me just show you in DraftKings, DKNG, DraftKings. But you see, these stocks are coming down. These stocks are coming down. Will they go up? Maybe, but this would be super risky. So trade selection is so important, and this is why I'm super picky, and this is why I passed on a few opportunities today where I could have gotten really, really good premium. So you need to make sure that you're picking the right stocks. And then, of course, you want to make sure that you trade in, that you have solid support. And I did a video on this, how to find strong support and resistance. I'll link to it in the description. And the video is called How to Find Strong Support and Resistance. So no, it can happen that you get into a trade. As an example, right now, we are in a TQQQ trade. Let me show you. TQQQ, we did get assigned at 150. We did get assigned at 150, and right now it's at 136. But here's the deal. Let me show you how to manage it. So TQQQ today, you see my open P&L on this one is almost minus $1,000. But here's the deal. I was able to sell a lot of premium on TRGP. In fact, I sold TQQQ. I sold $953 in premium. So if I would close this trade today, even though right now I'm almost down $1,000, I still would be down $38. So the key here is to really, let me just come back to you here, Alan, to make sure that you really pick the right stocks, pick the right strike price, and also pick the right option, right? Make sure that there's enough premium in there. By the way, I have an alert service. If you would like to follow the same trades that I do, just contact the office. They can give you more information about this. It's called Power Income Alerts. So this way I can text you whenever I take a trade here according to the wheel. And this might help. Anyhow, okay, good question. Good question. Okay, Desidex says, this Desmond, hey, so good. Just purchased the PowerX Optimizer special bundle last night. Super excited. So glad that you're on board. And I know, especially for you, it must be difficult. If you invested in last night, you wanted to put to use today, right? So you probably ran it and you saw, oh, one stock is coming up. Only one. What about all the others? You see, don't worry about it. Tomorrow there will be more. And I know that it's always exciting if you finally decided to invest in a tool or to start trading a strategy and he said, I'm ready. And again, you have to be ready. And I'm sure you are, Desmond, as have I this morning, but also the markets have to be ready. And they were not today. Anyhow, super exciting. Good. Frank is asking, can you explain how a profit of $33.22 in EVRI leads to an RI of 89%? Absolutely, be happy to do this. So here's what we do with PowerX Optimizer. In order to establish a position, so let's say EVRI here right now, right? So let's say you're trading a $10,000 account and you can adjust the settings here and say what kind of account you're trading. So here, let's say you're trading a $10,000 account and you want to risk 2%. This means that you're risking $200 on any given trade. So here on EVRI, this translates into buying 196 shares. Why? It's a little bit longer, but this is the calculation that we do. I don't want to go into an in-depth explanation here right now because the software is doing it automatically for you. Anyhow, so this gives you a buying power of 3,771. How? Well, let me just bring up my handy-dandy calculator here and show you. So again, the idea is risking $200 on this trade, trading 392, I believe this is it, yeah, 392 shares, and each share times $9.62. So this means that you're tying up exactly what PowerX Optimizer says, 3,771 of your buying power. So even though you have a $10,000 account, you're just tying up part of the $10,000 here. So if over the past year you would have made $3,347, ding, 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 that is the bell at the end, right? The bell rings. So markets are closed right now. Anyhow, so this is the $3,347 based on the buying power. But we are not considering, Frank, the buying power of the upcoming trade. We are considering the buying power that you needed to establish the last trade. And this is where we're going into the trading report. And you see the last trade here would have been 400. Let me bring up my handy dandy calculator here. Where did I park it? I parked it right here. So for the last trade, it would have been 425 shares times $8.70. So $3,697 was the buying power needed for the last trade. And here's why we needed the last trade, because we would have made this money based on all of these trades. So now what we do is we take the total profit, 3,347, divide this, and I'm rounding right now slightly by $3 by 3,700, and this gives you the 90% 4.6, and again, because I rounded here a little bit, it is 90.5%. So it is so super important. I'm glad that you asked this, Frank, because it is so important that you understand the difference between the money that you put in your account, the buying power that you need, and actually, let me write this down here because I think it is super important here. This is a really, really great question. So let me just bring up my handy-dandy notepad here. Dun, dun, dun. I didn't bring up my handy-dandy notepad. I should have done it before. So let me just duplicate this something really quick because this is super important. So I want to make sure that you're all getting it. So let me buying power, investment, and risk. And I'm sliding this over here in just a moment. Let me just come to you full screen for a moment. before we are sliding this over. Okay, here we go. Sorry about this. Next time I'll have this prepared. So buying power, investment, this is the money that you have here in the account, and risk. So first of all, investment. Let me see. Let's say you're putting $10,000 into your account. So these are the $10,000 that are in there. Now, the buying power on this particular trade, was, what exactly did we say? And let me make sure that I'm back with you here. Yes, I am. So it was $3,771. So out of this, we are tying up $3,771. But here's the deal. We are not risking. This is not what we risk. This is not what we risk. What we risk is the following. Going back here to PowerX Optimizer, we are risking 51 cents per share. Our risk is 51 cents per share. And we are trading times, what did we say? We are trading 392 shares. So this, let's bring up our handy dandy calculator again, 51 times 392 shares, we are risking $199.92. 199.92. And that's what I said. We are risking around $200 per trade. So super important. And this is why, Frank, I'm glad that you asked this. There's a huge difference. Even if you're tying up $3,771 of your buying power, you're not risking this. You're only risking $200 per trade. However, since you're tying up this money and now you only have $3,229 left, this is why the RI, which is the return on investment, is calculated based on, so this is how it's calculated. It is profit divided by buying power. Okay, is this making sense, Frank? I know, sounds a little bit sophisticated, but this is why it is so important to have the right tools. As I always say, you need to have the right strategy. You need to have the right tools. Without the right tools, you cannot make smart decisions. At least that's my belief. That's why I'm using the software here. Because can you all do all these calculations in an Excel spreadsheet or in your head? Probably. Will you make mistakes? Most probably. So this is why I'm glad that you asked this. Super, super important. Frank, does this help? And everybody, is this helpful at all? I know that I spent a little bit longer on this question, but that's why we call this part of the show the deep dive, where we really go deep, and hopefully this made sense to you. Okay. So Scott is asking, is today a good day to trade Theta Kings Strategy? I personally like to trade it when the VIX is sustainably above 30. Let's just see where the VIX is today. See, the VIX, the volatility index, is not even above 30. It is at 29. And you see, I marked the 30 line. So I want to see that the VIX is sustainably above 30, which hasn't happened in quite a while. So no, Scott, today, I would say stick to, let me come back to you here, full screen for a moment. Hello, there we go. Yeah, I would say today was a great day to look for opportunities according to the PowerX Optimizer as well as the wheel here. Okay, so Venora, Seesaw, I think, yeah, teeter-totter, that's what it's called. Thank you for letting me know here. Okay. Good. Alishan says, great recommendations on the wheel thus far. What scenario would be considered a loss in the wheel strategy? Well, a loss is if the stock that you're in goes down, and we have no way of saving this trade. I mean, thus far, it hasn't happened in 3 months. It can happen. Again, I'm doing a really, really good job of selecting the best trades for you and for me, because I'm trading this personally, and you only get the trades that I personally trade when you have the income alerts here. Anyhow, so a loss would be if we get caught, I don't know, in a sudden bankruptcy or a sudden scandal. Let's say that we have Boeing, right, as a share, and then suddenly Boeing gets dissolved. Boeing does no longer exist. That would be a worst case scenario. But for now, I mean, all the trades that we are in, yes, we were down for a while. So let me just show you one of the trades. You might have seen it, TRGP. TRGP is now closed with $1,000 in profits. And yes, at some point this trade was down $3,000, $4,000. But you see, on a $50,000 account that I'm trading here, that's nothing. It's nothing to worry about. So it would be like if you're trading a $10,000 account and it is down, a few $100s, maybe $500, $600. That's nothing to worry about here. So anyhow, it's super, super hypothetical to talk about this. We'll cross this bridge when we get there. Okay. So does PowerX Optimizer work in a sideways market? The PowerX strategy is a trend following strategy. And this is why today we only had one thing. You see, PowerX Optimizer keeps you out of markets like the ones that we have today. We just share this here with you again, where we have a market that is right now seesawing, right? Teeter-tottering, as you just helped me define here. So if we get into a pronounced downtrend here, then yes, PowerX Optimizer will find the right stocks for a downtrend. If we go into an uptrend, then PowerX Optimizer will find us the right stocks for an uptrend. If we are just going sideways as we do right now, and this is your question, right? This is when only one stock comes up, which is first of all a maybe, and then for me it was a relatively easy no, and therefore PowerX Optimizer keeps us out of trouble, which I think is important, that we have the right tools that keep us out of trouble when the markets are not ready. Again, you have to be ready and the markets have to be ready. If the markets are not ready, this is great when the tool tells us don't trade. All right. Good, good, good. RJF Financial Group, growing your wealth. I love this handle. Good stuff. Good to have you here. Okay. So Joseph is asking, if you get an alert that your stock hit the profit target in the middle of the day, do you sell it right then or wait the next morning? For a profit target, Joe, you can place a limit order in the market. I did a video on this that's actually showing you the difference between a stop and a limit order. I'll link to it in the description. Take a look at the video. That's the beautiful thing. So this is what happened with BA this morning. I had a limit order already in the market, so that when I hit my profit target, boom, I got taken out automatically. And then I just had my phone buzzed in my pocket, and my watch, I have an Apple Watch, right? So this buzzed and said, order, blah, 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 Tastyworks received a fill. I thought, wonder what that is. So I clicked on the alert and it says, profits on BA. So Joseph, it would be easiest to really use limit orders to take profits off the table, and also use stop orders to protect your investment, with the stop loss. And again, check out this video, stop loss versus limit order, I believe. That's what it is called. Anyhow, Lee's asking, does the PowerX tell you when to exit? Absolutely, it does it. So this is where, see, it shows you exactly the profit target. So as an example, let me just show you one of the positions that I'm in. Let's go to Apple, right? So Apple is one of the positions that I'm in. And this is where the PowerX Optimizer tells me, okay, I got into Apple. We're crunching numbers right now. This is why it's a little bit slower here. But I bought it at 116.25. And I want to get out if it reaches 142.07. So right here, 142.07. Right? So this is my profit target. And my stop loss is actually here at 108, see it right here, at 108.18, right here. So this is where my stop loss is. By the way, very, very soon, we will have this marked on the chart as lines. Wait for it. It's coming in the next update. So right now we released 1.74. This is the current update, and we are working on 1.8, 1.9, and even on 2.0. And 1.8 will be released in a couple of weeks from now. And if you do have the PowerX Optimizer, you'll get it for free. You already know this. And just to make sure that, whose question did I just answer? Lee's. Okay, Lee. So yes, it tells you exactly when to exit. And again, you can use a profit limit or limit order, place it already in the market so that you get out. If Apple makes a huge jump tomorrow to 142, I mean, unlikely, but it could happen, boom, you're getting out before it reverses. This making sense? Okay. Good, 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 good. Okay. So Timothy says, perfect lesson. Seems in every trading lesson, yours and others, there's never a stop and breathe moment. It's not sexy, doesn't sell. Yeah, it happens, right? Exactly. I mean, wish I could tell you about all the awesome trades that I got in today. Well, I am still in right now 8 trades total. So that's what I'm in right now. And sometimes, hey, one hit the profit target today. Great. I got out of it. So now I'm in 7 trades and there was nothing new to enter, but we'll look for it tomorrow. Okay, Justin says, where can I learn more about the wheel? We do have a playlist. It is called probably the wheel. I'll link to it in the description, or we probably have it here in the chat as well. So yeah, just take a look at this playlist. And if you're interested in getting these alerts, it's a paid subscription that I have. Just contact the office. Call or text here in the US 512-337-1885, or send us an email at support@rockwelltrading.com, and they can tell you more about this. It's probably somewhere on our website. I just haven't checked my own website in a while because I'm busy trading. This is why I have a team, and they are awesome. Who has interacted with the team thus far? Aren't they awesome? I mean, whether you're interacting with Michael or Vivian or Ellen or Nicole or, oh my gosh, there's so many on the team, drawing a blank right now. Who else is there in the morning? Trixie, probably. Anyhow, so they're awesome and they can help you with that. Okay, so Peter, why should I look for PXO trades every day when I shall only have 5 stocks in my PXO account? Is it not enough to look when I sell a stock? Yes, you can. However, Peter, one of the things that you could consider is looking for trades every day, and maybe there's one that you like better than the one that you have in your account, right? Could be. If that's the case, you could liquidate one that you have in your account, right? And enter into a new trade. But you're absolutely right. If you currently have 5 positions in your account, yeah, sit on your hands, wait until one of these positions get either stopped out at a loss or it actually makes some money, right? And then you can look into a new one. So yeah, Peter, you don't have to do it. I do it every day just because I want to see what happens to my existing positions, because I do not only look for new opportunities, I also manage my existing positions with the PowerX Optimizer. Does this make sense? Okay, Ali's asking, why is EVRI not a good trade? I explained this earlier, right? I have my 3 criteria, trendability, gappiness, and the P&L chart. And the P&L chart I didn't like too much. Now for you, you might have different criteria. This is why I'm sharing with you what my criteria are, and you need to have your own plan, right? Feel free to adopt my plan in the beginning. Say, okay, I'm trading the same plan, and then as you get more experience, you might adjust your plan and do it slightly differently, and that is fine. So anyhow, that is your question, Ali. RJF Financial Group says, what platform are you using? Well, first of all, in order to find trades, I'm using the PowerX Optimizer. Number 2, in order to execute my trades, I use Tastyworks. If you would like to learn more about Tastyworks, I'll link to it in the description. Go to rockwelltrading.com/Tastyworks. It's a broker that I choose. I've compared multiple brokers, and if you're interested in this, I have a video that I'll also link to in the description. It's called Best Broker 2020. I chose 5 brokers that are compared based on my criteria. Take a look at it, might help you, and then you know why I chose Tastyworks for my trading here. All right. Good, good, good. Look at this, Peter. So good to hear from you. Purchased the PowerX Optimizer 3 weeks ago, been trading a $20,000 account and realized $2,000. That's 10% in 3 weeks. Are you kidding me? This is awesome. You are on the right track, Peter. Thanks for sharing here. Also learned that money management is everything. Herzlichen Dank. You're very welcome. Okay, very welcome. So good to see you. Okay. Alex is asking, is it okay to sell more shares than what you own? I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that, right? I mean, unless you're trading a different strategy than the wheel, what I'm trading. But yeah, I personally would not do this. Okay, Patty says, can you make a coffee with Markus showing how to trade a wheel in an IRA? Just make sure that you can sell cash-covered puts and covered calls. And this should be fairly easy. You might have to do it in a self-directed IRA, and I'll look into this for you. And then an upcoming Coffee with Markus, I can explain it to you. But usually when you roll it into a self-directed IRA and you ask your broker that you want to do cash covered puts and covered calls, you probably just have to give you permission for this. Then you can do this in an IRA here as well. Okay, Wellness AYC said, your book mentioned using the ADR7 for stop loss and profit target. Do you still use that as well? Yes. The only difference is that PowerX Optimizer makes it easy for me. You see, right here, this is the ADR. The ADR of the past 7 days for Apple is $2.69, right? And then we are calculating our profit target and our stop loss. But yes, absolutely, I am still using the ADR. All right. Good. There are so many great comments here. I know that we're getting close to the end of the show. Jeff says, just ordered my sweet merch from Rockwell Trading Store for my winnings. Yes, we did a fun show, the previous episode, which was our 100th episode, where I gave away more than $5,000 in prizes to you, because I really appreciate you being here, you watching it, you're hitting like right now. Hit like right now. You subscribing to this channel, you sharing these episodes, and you make it happen. Very thankful for this. Anyhow, we are at the end of the show. If you do have any more questions, please feel free to call or text the office, or after the show, leave it in the comment. I'm looking at all of the comments, trust me on this one. And most of the comments I answer personally if I see a great question there. Sometimes I cannot go to all of the questions here in the chat because there are so many flying in. But after the show is over, leave a comment and I'll be happy to answer it for you. Okay, talk to you soon. Have a great day, and I will see you on Wednesday. Take care, everybody.